I'm here today with Mama Nat, the amazing Miss Natalie. Thank you for joining me and talking about generosity.
Thank you.
Are you excited? Are you ready?
I am, yeah.
Yay! Okay, so just to kick us off, I love this question. How have you personally been impacted by generosity in your life?
Personally impacted. Um, I would say that because of John, the way he just has compassion for people and opens his heart up, not just home, but his heart and his time, that has helped me to see that life is about all of God's children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's helped me to open up my heart because I didn't grow up having people in my home.
Yeah.
And so everyone went outside. It's like you're outside from when the sun comes up till the sun goes down.
Yep.
And so no one, you would go over your friend's house every now and then, but it wasn't like this huge thing. It's just a sleepover or something,
Yeah.
So it's just changed me as a person to open up more and to be more available for the Lord to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
Yeah.
So
beautiful. Yeah, so your husband is John, and you guys are just consistently loving on people and being generous in so many ways. How would you say that began? What was the start of together, I guess? As you say, he's really brought that about and kind of taught you even what it looks like to invite people in. How did that begin, and what does it look like practically to be generous in your life?
Well, it started when soon after we got married, we were attending this church, Transforming Life, and he said, let's invite a couple over, every Sunday for lunch. And so then I started making Sunday lunch.
She's a chef. Side note.
On a smaller scale, it's not as big as it is now. But so then that became, it was easy that time, something simple, one couple, maybe two. But then over the years, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And so I had to learn to cook for bigger crowds. And that wasn't easy. Sometimes I just feel nervous, it's not going to be enough. I don't know how many. And I would ask John, who did you invite? And he'd be like, I don't know. Or he would just be like, oh, just these two people. And then 4 more people would pop up at the house. And so it would be I'm just sweating because I don't know if this meal is going to stretch.
Yeah.
And that still happens today. I don't even ask him anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm just he doesn't even remember.
Everyone's invited.
So yeah, everyone's invited. And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Started like that.
Yeah. So would you say that the biggest place of generosity in your experience has been your home then? If that has included hosting people, cooking for people.
Yes.
And what has what is the beauty of those moments, of those shared moments of having a meal together with people that are brought into your home? What is some stuff that you've seen maybe impact in other people's lives, how people have been impacted even by that?
I think that with the Sunday lunch, friendships have moved beyond just, Sunday, just eating a meal. It's extending throughout the week and throughout the seasons. And so we're watching, some of my students started to come, after they became adults and they were on the worship team. John invited them and that was a little bit hard to see that, what are my students doing here? Get out of here.
You already graduated.
Yeah. And so I had to open up my heart to that, a new thing now, students that I've had in the past and them coming in, and then we're doing life together.
Right.
I'm seeing them getting married. We're at their weddings, we're at their baby showers, and through struggles, giving advice and counseling and stuff. And so, and they can call us. They just feel free to give us a call whenever they need help or they just need an ear for someone to listen to.
Yeah.
So that, and then I think since we've been married too, we've always had someone living with us.
Wow.
And so, you know, people get into hard times, and then, you know, you open your door and just let them get back on their feet,
Yeah.
you know, to start new. Sometimes you can't do it by yourself. You need some help. And so,
Wow.
all of that, yeah, which wasn't easy because, like I said, I didn't grow up with people living in our home, and I don't think anyone really came over except for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, pretty quiet household.
Yeah. So it's
So,
been a learned thing.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with John.
Yeah. Like learned, but also I married someone incredibly generous.
Yes.
So I really didn't have a choice. That's so.
Yep.
That's so valid. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. Okay, this is kind of an interesting question then. Off of that, you mentioned having people live in your home, having people always in your home.
Mm-hmm.
So also you're a parent and you have a family of your own. You have a marriage. What does it look like to be a person who lives generously, invite people into your home, but also protect your space, protect your marriage, protect your children? Like, how do you find a balance in that? Or is there a balance in that? Is that just like a learned thing?
There has to be a balance in that, for sure. If you don't, I mean, your marriage will be lacking.
Yeah.
Your relationship with your children will be lacking, and your children will see that, like, okay, everyone else is getting attention except us.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's very important to take time, family days, date nights, all of that, being intentional about that. But yet still, you know, I think Sunday lunch helps with that,
Mm-hmm.
because Sunday lunch is so, like, relational minded that a lot of times you're engaging in conversations that I guess would answer the question that maybe a weeknight call would have been the same, but it happened on Sunday lunch.
Sure.
And so, so then you have that time in the week now for your family, or date night, or, you know, whatever, or just hanging out, where it's not a counseling session or something, but it's hanging out with friends. So that's another thing, just making sure that everything isn't just about you pouring out, but that you're spending time as friends and you're all pouring in and out of each other.
Yeah.
And so, you know, iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, that's so important. And I think for a lot of people, you know, some people have never, like you, didn't grow up in a home that was necessarily generous in the same way. Obviously, generosity is such a broad scope, so they could have experienced it in another way. But that's a question I ask myself, like, as someone who wants to live generously, but also just got married and wants to have a family, like, what does that look like? I don't know. Yeah, how do you balance that, and how do you prioritize, but also it's such a beautiful part of life.
Right.
Yeah. I would also love to hear from you, just because I know, as you said, like, your husband is also very generous and has taught you a lot of that. I've seen you be extremely generous, and for the reason just of loving people. And I think, especially in our day and age where, like, everything is very social media focused and sharing oriented, while it's beautiful to do those things, there can be right and wrong reasons to be generous. And I don't think that being seen is one of them. I don't think that's a right reason to be generous. So you are generous a lot, and I'm curious if you don't always feel, are there times that you maybe haven't felt praised for that? And in that, what is your response? Like, to keep your heart right and to continue giving for the right reason.
Right.
How do you go about that process? Because some people maybe are in places of, like, being praised for their generosity, and maybe that is fuel for them. But I believe the greater reward is actually in privacy, and is actually just in the ways that we transform from being generous.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear from you in that space. Like, what does that look like to you? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, normally I'm just a person. Oops, sorry.
You're good.
I'm an introvert, so I don't like to be in the limelight or anything, you know, just be in the background. Even when I serve in church, you know, I was doing running lyrics. So I was in the back, and I was fine with that. Just keep me in the back. Or when we did productions, I have been in the forefront in productions, but I would rather just be like someone in the crowd, you know, and stuff like the marketplace. So I'm just blending in with everyone, and no one really sees me or knows me. And so that I prefer that myself. And so cooking on Sunday lunch, it does kind of cause me to be vulnerable, because I'm cooking these meals. What if they're bad? You know, and stuff. And so I wouldn't want someone to say, oh, no, we're not going to go to the Wilds house because Nat doesn't cook good or something, you know.
That actually has never happened before, because you always cook good somehow, but...
Which I thank the Lord, you know, thank God.
Oh, that's so
it's
real,
like,
though.
you want me to do this, so then I need to be a good cook. So.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
But so that's really the only spotlight, like, I feel that I'm in, that I'm vulnerable. But even in doing that, I just love it because people love it. So, you know, people ask me, like, when did this passion for cooking start? And it's like, I don't have a passion for cooking. Like, it's second nature, cooking. But my love and the passion comes when other people love it, and they get this full experience of not just eating, but that fellowship, engagement, and the life that comes after Sunday. And so that's what blesses me and makes my heart full. Yeah. And so, but I think for others that are doing it for the wrong reasons, you know, it's just never going to work out. Anything you do for the wrong reason, it's not in your favor. Yeah. And so if it's not blessing the Lord and giving him glory, it's not going to last long. Probably 2 months, and then you'll cook a bad meal and nobody will come back. And so
unless you have her cookbook, which we'll link here one of these days. Side little plug. No, that's so true. Because whatever you create, you have to sustain. That's what it makes me think of. Like, the space that you're creating through generosity, which in your way is cooking. Maybe it doesn't look the same for everyone, but opening your home, like, you sustain that by doing the things we even talked about before, like maintaining your family and, you know, your relationships and loving the people in your life and continuing that connection and putting boundaries where you know, that's also really important. But, wow.
A major thing is your intimacy with the Lord. So when you're doing those things, you know, who's pouring out? Like, is it the relationship that you have with the Lord, your spirit pouring out from what he's downloaded in you, or is it your flesh and that desire to be seen and noticed and all of that? And so, yeah, it's important, that relationship with the Lord, and praying through your house as well. You know, everything belongs to the Lord, including the house that you're hosting in, and the finances and resources he gives you to host. And so, remembering that to give him glory for all of that, just praying in your house that when people come in, they're getting healed, or they're experiencing God where they can get healed, or at least the question, you know, starts stirring in their hearts, like, you know, is there something that the Lord is doing, wants to say to me? You know, I want it to happen there. When they come in, they feel God's presence and his peace. And so, and that comes out of having a balanced life. And so you can't, just doesn't work without the Lord. So, and his agenda, what's his plan for it all? Yeah. Because you can overwork yourself and do too much. And your intentions might start off good, but then after that, it turns into something crazy. Yeah. So where you're doing the most. Yeah. And it's like, God's not asking you to do all of this. Just maybe take it one meal at a time. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. And maybe some Sundays, you know, once you've developed a friendship with people and stuff, maybe somebody else that comes over can help, you know, and help to host and cook. And so,
That leads me into my next question. What do you hope that people get from your generosity? Another way of putting this might be like the last question that I ended on in these podcasts I want to end on is, what is one way that you can challenge someone or invite someone to be generous this week in a practical way? So that might even be the same question. Like, what is something that, you know, maybe someone who's experienced your generosity or someone who never has but will hear this and think, wow, I want to try that out. What is a way that you can encourage them to do so in their own lives this week?
I would encourage them to reach out to someone, you know, even if it's someone that is that they normally would reach out to, but reach out in a different way. Maybe ask a deeper question that causes them to be challenged, you know, to actually think about reading the word more or praying more or just searching their hearts, you know, for anything that's there that they never thought of could be there, you know, or never wanted to touch. Sometimes we don't want to touch areas in our hearts, but if we have these deep conversations with people and we leave that thought with them, God starts stirring that up, you know, and so healing will come, all of that. I just, that's what I want to see. I want to see people whole. I want to see them free, and just their relationship with the Lord to be more intimate. I think that we're lacking that these days, and so we become robotic, you know, and so yeah, it's just it's just Sunday and that's it, and so yeah. And if they can do it in their house, you know, get to that place where they're also do a game night, invite a couple of people over, but be consistent with it. We've done this every single Sunday.
For how long?
And it's 19 years now.
Wow. 19 years every Sunday.
Every Sunday. And the last few years, sometimes if we're not there on Sunday, then we'll have someone else who's, you know, comes over all the time to just go to the house and do it. Have people bring their own lunch and but chill at the house. You know, have a place where you can just
be together.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you for living that out. Even your goal of why you are generous is something I've experienced. Like, you've definitely sat with me in some of those uncomfortable hitting moments, which is why I just laughed like, oh gosh. It's true. I think when I first met you, something that I said was like, community is really uncomfortable for me. Like, it was really hard for me. Even having that conversation, I was like squirming in my seat. I was, and I cried, I squirmed. It was just like really hard for me to trust community and to trust, honestly, just trust anyone, I think. And your house has been a healing place for that.
Amen.
For me. So what you're saying is so beautiful because like I've definitely experienced that. I mean, my husband has experienced that. Like, I now know so many friends who experience that and have experienced that for years. And it really is so special. Like, I feel like just knowing that you're invited somewhere, knowing that you're loved, knowing that you can show up as you are and there's not, you know, you don't have to be, like, play pretend on a bad day and be like, everything's great. Like, truly you, creating that space, which hearing your heart behind it makes it all make even more sense. But thank you for what you do, truly. Like, thank you for doing that because it's such a blessing. And I'm excited to see how someone else can be challenged to do that and understand that you don't have to be a perfect cook. You don't have to do all those things. Even you writing a cookbook was more so, from what I read in the front, like understanding the beauty of having those moments and just having fun. Life is so short, so even just having fun and like not everything being deep and not letting everything be heavy, just having fun together and having a space to do that is so special. So beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So good.
Love you.
All right.